What's going on, all you beautiful people? My name is Dylan and this is the lovely, beautiful, stunning, sexy, gorgeous.
What do you want?
I'm just saying everything that everyone says in the comment section about you.
What do you want?
I'm saying everything that everyone says in the comment section about you.
Do you want money?
Lovely, gorgeous, sexy, everything. I want to bang her.
That was you.
Oh, yeah, that
you
was
created
me.
a fake account and you brought it. I know it was you.
Guys, what's going on? Today we're reacting to another WWE video. This is 10 worst WWE Intercontinental Champions ever. Looking forward to this very much. Tanya won't know a lot of them, but yeah, we're sure to have a laugh here, guys, because they're going to explain why they're embarrassing. So yeah. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, hit the big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel down below if you are new. Both Tanya and I would appreciate it very much, guys, if you do that, and Tanya will give you a big kiss.
Mwah!
Not even I get a kiss, guys.
Mwah!
Let's get into the video.
There's no two ways about it. The Intercontinental Championship has been all over the place in recent years. From workhorse and prestigious title to an absolute worthless piece of tin, it's had more ups and downs than Raw. And yes, that is a shameful pun for Ups and Downs for Raw, which you can see every Tuesday only on What Culture Wrestling. Sometimes it's WWE's fault that the IC belt doesn't have the magic it should. On occasion, that can come down to the performer too. For a variety of reasons, they just can't make it work or aren't given the tools to do so. When it's all said and done, it doesn't really work out. I'm Simon from What Culture, and this is the 10 worst WWE Intercontinental Champions ever. Number 10, The Big Show. The Big Show is great. For all the flack he gets sometimes, he's been a solid performer for over 20 years, and if nothing else, is massive. And that counts for a lot with me in wrestling. I love myself a big guy, as weird as that sounds. But in 2012, he found himself in a feud with Cody Rhodes, who was the then IC champion. Now, this was fine. Cody taking out the Big Show would have worked wonders for the grandson of a plumber, especially as his reign had lasted 236 days leading up to their match at WrestleMania 28. Instead, WWE decided to build a story around the fact Paul White had never had his WrestleMania moment. So, when he eventually beat Rhodes, a lot of work went into making his victory feel like a big deal. It was successful to some degree, but then Show lost the title less than a month later at Extreme Rules when he dropped it back to Cody. And you know that? The whole thing seems pointless. If you're going to go with the giant, go with him. Instead, he lost it when he accidentally stepped through a table and lost in a tables match, which didn't hurt the prestige of the title at all. Yeah, right. Number 9, The Godfather. The Godfather was very popular during the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
It's remembered rather well. Even
Trend.
if you watch the gimmick back now, you cringe through gritted teeth. Just
Cringe.
prostitutes
Oh my God.
dancing in their underwear. Of course. When he won the IC Championship on
Is this
Goldust, though, eyebrows started to be raised. Goldie had only had it for 2 weeks after beating the Road Dogg, who had only had it for 2 weeks before that. Then, 43 days later after this, the Pimp lost it to Jeff Jarrett. So within the space of 2 months or so, the championship had changed hands 4 times. That many short and meaningless reigns only served to hurt the wrestlers and the title, which isn't good, in case you needed clarity with that. Number 8, Ahmed Johnson. Losing the title without actually losing the title is always bad. Well, not bad, but it hurts whatever story you're trying to tell. Wins and losses mean something, don't you know? That's why when Ahmed Johnson won the IC title at the 1996 King of the Ring, it was a real kicker that he had to forfeit it 2 months later because of a legit kidney injury. It caused him to miss weeks of TV, and when he came back, he was never the same.
No way,
at least he never recaptured the momentum he had. Within the narrative, the injury was blamed on Farouk, and one would like to think a match could have been made out of this, especially because the once leader of the nation never held singles gold in the WWE, but alas, real life won out. Number 7, Rikishi. Rikishi grabbed Intercontinental glory on the 22nd of June 2000 during SmackDown when he beat Chris Benoit for the honour. It was his first, and as it would turn out, only singles title during his WWE run, and it was a pivotal moment in his career. Only it wasn't. Instead, he lost it 14 days later on July the 6th to Val Venus, a porn star who only managed to get the better of his opponent because there was a ref bump. followed by interference from Test and Albert, and then Taz, who smacked Rikishi in the head with a camera. As you can tell, the Samoan was being booked pretty strongly, so why not just give him a long reign with the championship instead? That would have done more for the man than taking it off him through dubious circumstances. As such, he was a nothing IC title holder. Number 6, Marty Jannetty. This is a memory for the ages. On May 17, 1993, during Raw, former tag team partners Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels went at it with the IC Championship on the line. That's a story that sells itself, and the performance the two put on was just fantastic. Furthermore, Jannetty won, which was surely going to be the launching pad for an amazing career. But it wasn't. Right off the bat, his time with the belt only lasted 20 days. 20 days! And then after that, he dropped it back to Shawn Michaels on a house show, underpinning any meaning the rematch could have had. Finally, HBK had been the champ for 202 days before he had to lose it. WWE would have been much better served just keeping it on the man for an entire year, especially if all this was the plan. What went down hurt everyone involved, which makes me sad. Got tears in my eyes right now. Number 5, Road Dogg. Another reign that went down in 1999, because, you know, Attitude Era, where belts don't matter. Road Dogg was an early runner with the championship when he beat Val Venus for it on the March 15th Raw. Thankfully for Jesse James, he was able to successfully defend his gold at WrestleMania 15. But then guess what happened 24 hours later? Yep, that's right.
24
it's
hours
the start of
later.
Goldust's 2 weeks reign that we mentioned earlier in the video. Playing hot potato is never a good idea. And now here in 2017, what can we really say about Road Dogg's time with the title? Nothing. Because there's nothing to say. Because it was nothing. Number 4, Test. 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 This is a test. Great theme lyrics there, WWE. Just spot on. Unfortunately for our man Andrew Test Martin, he is stuck with having the 3rd shortest IC title reign in history. Clocking in at just 13 days, he was given his due in the fall of 2001, where all belts lost meaning as the WCW invasion angle began. Seriously, there were so many they were probably being used as doorstops before long, or wrestlers were just eating food off of them. The idea for Test was to go into the Survivor Series that year to take on Edge, who was the US champion, and the winner would be able to merge both together. It was Edge who got the glory that night, however, leaving Test's run to be nothing more than a way to get a WWE guy over during the match. Bet Test was well glad he was chosen to join the Alliance through all of this. Well glad. Number 3, Ezekiel Jackson. For a time, I was genuinely worried about Ezekiel Jackson. I mean, literally, where did he go? There he was on WWE TV one day, and the next, poof, he was gone. It was like magic. And worse still, no one seemed to care. But once a member of the core, that stable we all miss, when the group split, one of the fallout feuds was Jackson versus leader Wade Barrett. WWE went with Jackson in this exchange, and he won the IC title in the process. Unfortunately, it didn't go over well with anyone. It wasn't like he was booed either. Fans just sat on their hands, and ultimately, Jackson just wasn't that good of a babyface, receiving lukewarm reactions each week. That's probably why in August he dropped the belt to Cody Rhodes after a very forgettable 51-day reign. So while a bit longer than some of this list, it had no bearing on anything at all. Number 2, the Mountie. Before we get going here, remember that the Mountie was amazing, and that he had an amazing theme song. But given his IC reign only lasted 2 days, well, he has to be on this list. Winning the title from Bret Hart on a house show in January 1992, the match was never televised, so basically had no meaning. So when he popped up at the Royal Rumble 2 days later with the title, people were baffled. More so when he lost it to Roddy Piper after he locked in his sleeper. Given this was all leading to Piper versus Hart at WrestleMania 8, the Mountie was the definition of a transitional champion. He was just there to make all the pieces fit together. So he was a jigsaw. That's embarrassing. Number 1, Dean Douglas. If your time with the title doesn't even last 1 day, which is the life expectancy for a moth, I'll have you know, you're clearly the worst IC champion ever. Can anyone even argue that? After Shawn Michaels had to surrender the championship at In Your House 4 in 1995 after he got beat up in real life, Douglas was awarded the honour and got ready for a night of celebrating. Fortunately, Razor Ramon challenged Dean for the title and then beat him clean in 11 minutes. 2 months later, Douglas was gone from the WWE. Basically, because the clique didn't like him. He never got asked back, even though a lot of people thought he was quite good. Right. Know of any other people that were bad IC champs?
That's really interesting. Some of them just disappeared out of nowhere after losing their title, which is really weird. I don't know if there was something more to it, like there was something behind the scenes or something, but Anyway guys, if you enjoyed today's video, drop a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button down below, and until next time, both Tanya and I will speak to every single one of you beautiful people later. Goodbye.
Bye.
Cracky.